The United States Air Force just made a move straight out of science fiction, a leap that could redefine the very nature of aerial warfare as we know it. The legendary F-22 Raptor, already a symbol of air superiority, will soon command its own squadron of advanced, uncrewed drones, turning a single fighter jet into the nerve center of a high-tech aerial team. Imagine this, a single pilot, flying one of the world's most sophisticated jets, also acting as a battlefield commander for a team of robotic wingmen. With a glance or a gesture, the pilot can send drones to scout enemy positions, jam hostile radars, or even launch precision strikes, all while staying focused on the mission. This isn't a minor upgrade, it's a fundamental shift in air combat strategy. The days of the lone ace are evolving into an era where teamwork between man and machine could decide the outcome of battles. The plan is to integrate collaborative combat aircraft or CCAs directly into the F-22's toolkit. These aren't just remote-controlled planes, they're semi-autonomous partners, capable of making split-second decisions and adapting to threats on the fly. Picture a stealth fighter at Mach 2, leading a pack of semi-autonomous drones through contested airspace. Each drone can carry sensors, electronic warfare gear, or even weapons, multiplying the F-22's reach and lethality. The goal? Multiply the F-22's effectiveness. More eyes scanning the skies, more sensors gathering intel, more firepower ready to strike, all without risking more pilots. It's about overwhelming the enemy with information and options. The F-22 pilot becomes less of a lone gunslinger and more of a quarterback, directing robotic teammates to scout, jam, or strike. This new role demands split-second decision-making and trust in artificial intelligence. Manned-unmanned teaming could give the Air Force a massive edge in numbers and flexibility, boosting combat power without the cost or risk of more piloted jets. It's a force multiplier that could change the balance in the skies. But this is a huge leap, merging stealth, AI, and drone tech in the chaos of modern battle. The technology is cutting edge, but so are the challenges. The rewards could be game-changing, but the risks are just as real. In the fog of war, even the smartest systems can be pushed to their limits. What if the connection fails? A single glitch could leave drones blind or unresponsive, turning assets into liabilities. What if the AI makes a mistake? In a split second, a wrong decision could have serious consequences: friendly fire, missed targets, or worse. Is this the future of air dominance, or just a high-tech gamble? The stakes are sky high, and the world is watching to see if this bold vision can deliver. Let's dive in and find out, because the next era of air combat is about to take off, and it's unlike anything we've seen before. To understand this upgrade, you need to know the F-22 Raptor. It's the world's first operational fifth-generation fighter, stealthy, supercruising, and packed with advanced avionics. Think of it as the apex predator of the sky, designed for total air superiority. Its stealth and thrust vectoring engines make it nearly invisible and unmatched in a dogfight. But the F-22 is expensive. Each flight hour costs tens of thousands, and only 187 were ever built. That small fleet is a vulnerability. In a major conflict, the Air Force could be outnumbered. The F-22 is powerful, but its weapons bay is limited, and it can't be everywhere at once. The solution? Give this lone wolf a robotic pack. That's where the new plan comes in. So, what are these drones? The Air Force calls them Collaborative Combat Aircraft, or CCAs. Forget slow, propeller-driven drones. CCAs are fast, jet-powered, and designed to fly alongside the F-22 in combat. They're affordable and attritable, meaning you can lose some in battle without disaster. An F-22 costs over $150 million. A CCA might cost just $10, $20 million. CCAs can scout, jam enemy radar, or carry extra weapons, extending the F-22's reach and firepower. The key is collaboration. These drones are networked with the F-22, sharing data in real time. The pilot issues high-level commands, the drone's AI handles the details. This synergy makes the team far more capable than any single jet. It's not just about flying a plane, it's about building a team. The future of air combat is teamwork between man and machine. How does a pilot manage a squadron of drones while flying a jet? The answer: smart software and intuitive controls. Instead of new joysticks, the F-22 will get a tablet-like display in the cockpit. The pilot taps commands, scout here, strike there, and the drone's AI figures out the rest. This is supervised autonomy. The AI flies and fights, but the human stays in charge, especially when it comes to weapons. The system is designed to reduce the pilot's workload, not add to it. Data from the F-22 and its drones is fused into a single, clear picture of the battlefield. The pilot sees what the whole team sees, making faster, smarter decisions. It's like playing a real-time strategy game, except the stakes are life and death. This is the next evolution in cockpit command. Why is the Air Force pushing this now? The answer is simple, yet urgent. Global competition is heating up like never before, and the stakes are higher than ever. For decades, the United States enjoyed uncontested dominance in the skies, with its advanced fighter jets and unmatched technology setting the standard for air power worldwide. But now, rivals like China and Russia are rapidly closing the gap, investing heavily in their own next-generation stealth fighters and advanced aerial capabilities. These nations are not just developing new jets. They're producing them at a pace that threatens to outnumber and outmatch the US fleet in the near future. The US simply can't keep up with these production numbers using F-22s alone, as the fleet is limited and expensive to expand. This is where Collaborative Combat Aircraft, or CCAs, come into play, offering a game-changing solution to the mass problem that modern air forces face. By pairing each manned fighter with multiple autonomous drones, the Air Force can multiply its combat power exponentially. This approach boosts firepower and flexibility, all without the massive costs and risks of training more pilots or building more jets. Today's battlefields are also more dangerous than ever, packed with sophisticated air defense systems and advanced radar networks that can detect and target manned aircraft. Sending a single manned jet into these hostile environments is increasingly risky, putting both pilots and expensive aircraft in jeopardy. CCAs can take the lead, jamming enemy radars, launching electronic attacks, or even striking ground threats, softening defenses before the manned fighters move in. This teamwork clears a safer path for the F-22s, allowing them to focus on their primary mission with reduced risk. Ultimately, this is about staying ahead, not just in sheer numbers but in capability, adaptability, and advanced tactics that can outmaneuver any adversary. By networking manned and unmanned aircraft into a seamless fighting force, the Air Force aims to outthink, outmaneuver, and outfight any opponent. In today's world, this isn't just an advantage, it's a strategic necessity for survival. The future of air superiority depends on making this leap, embracing new technology, new tactics, and a new way of thinking about air combat. The stakes couldn't be higher. The outcome of this high-stakes game will shape the balance of power for decades to come. The vision is bold. Imagine a single F-22 pilot not just flying solo, but commanding an entire robotic squadron in the skies. This isn't just science fiction, it's a glimpse into the future of air combat, where human ingenuity and artificial intelligence work hand in hand. Such a system could fundamentally reshape how wars are fought in the air. It promises to solve some of the Air Force's biggest headaches, like a small fleet size, soaring operational costs, and the ever-present risk to highly trained pilots. Picture this: sending a collaborative combat aircraft, or CCA, deep into enemy territory, scouting out threats and drawing enemy fire, all without putting a human life directly in harm's way. Or imagine drones forming a seamless 360-degree sensor net around the F-22, feeding real-time data back to the pilot. With coordinated attacks from multiple angles, these teams could overwhelm even the most advanced enemy defenses, creating confusion and chaos. The enemy is forced into a tough decision. Do they target the manned F-22, risking retaliation, or waste precious missiles on expendable drones that can be replaced far more easily? This manned-unmanned teaming could dramatically compress the so-called kill chain, the process of finding, tracking, and striking enemy targets, making it faster and more lethal than ever before. And if a drone is lost in action, the rest of the squadron can instantly adapt, reconfiguring their tactics and continuing the mission without missing a beat. This resilience could be a game-changer in high-stakes combat. The real promise here isn't just having the world's best fighter jet, but assembling the world's best team, a seamless blend of manned and unmanned platforms working together. If the Air Force can actually pull this off, it could be as revolutionary for air power as the introduction of stealth technology or the first guided missiles. But as with any bold vision, the path from concept to reality is filled with obstacles. Integrating these complex systems, ensuring reliable communication, and training pilots for this new era are massive challenges. The gap between what's possible on paper and what works in real combat is wide. The question remains, can the Air Force bridge that gap and truly change the face of aerial warfare? Every promise comes with a challenge. First, the tech-secure high-bandwidth data links must work even when the enemy tries to jam them. If the connection fails, the drones are useless. Next, the AI, it must fly, fight, and make split-second decisions without mistakes. Testing and verifying safe, reliable AI is a huge hurdle. Then there's cost. CCAs are cheaper than F-22s, but building, maintaining, and supporting thousands of drones is still a massive investment. Logistics get more complex too, new crews, parts, and support chains. And what about the pilot? Managing drones can't distract from flying the jet. The Air Force must solve all these problems for the program to succeed. So is this a revolution or just an expensive experiment? The ambition is real. Manned-unmanned teaming could transform air combat. It addresses the Air Force's biggest vulnerabilities, limited jets and rising threats. The idea is to use technology and tactics to outmatch larger forces, but the risks are huge. Technical failures, runaway costs, and operational complexity could sink the program. History is full of game changers that never worked in the field. Success depends on disciplined execution, realistic goals, and relentless testing. The line between breakthrough and boondoggle is thin. This is a high-stakes bet on the future of air power. Only time will tell if it pays off. As of mid-2025, we're witnessing a new era in military aviation. Turning F-22 pilots into drone commanders is more than a tactical shift. It's a statement about the future of war. The pilot's role is evolving, blending human skill with machine intelligence. Will manned jets eventually disappear? Will AI take over the skies? As the US develops these capabilities, so will its rivals, leading to new forms of aerial conflict. The future may be less about dogfights and more about swarms of manned and unmanned systems battling for control. Are we creating the ultimate wingman, or opening a Pandora's box of autonomous warfare? One thing's certain, the sky will never be the same. What do you think?